Get ready, boys.
Psst. Luds. Hey, Luds. Where's your microphone? Guess what?
I don't normally need it in the beginning.
I know. Well, we're going to the two shot because I have a question for you.
Oh, well, you should have told me that.
Do you know who owns Seattle Kraken? Who owns the Kraken?
Is it a basketball dude? Is it a baseball dude?
No. You're thinking about.
No, I'm not thinking of Utah.
Not the owner.
I'm going down the list.
Not the owner.
Oh.
Not the owner. It's Casey DeSmith. Casey DeSmith owns the Seattle Kraken.
Does he own them? Or does he own them?
Owns them.
Owns them.
And they should feel shame. Let's talk about it right now. DLS Stars postgame show. You're thinking about the wrong word there. This is the DLS Stars postgame show. Luds, go back to the medieval era of...
Medieval Times is right down the street.
Have you ever been?
Oh, yeah.
See, that's a Sam move right there. That's a squirrel. But think about what a knight would do in the mythical battles against the dragon. What would he do? He would slay the dragon.
I know it's spelled S-L-A-Y. It's
well,
not
they're
the same
slaying
as
the Kraken.
S-L-E-I-G-H. I get that much.
Yes, we're not riding with Santa and his 8 reindeer.
I won a spelling bee at one point.
Did you really?
Sure did.
Really? What was your winning word?
I beat my kids when they were 3 years old.
Wait a minute.
Not by much.
Beat your kids in a spelling bee?
Yeah.
Okay.
They were 3 or 4.
Because if you don't add the in a spelling bee, it just sounds like you committed some sort of horrible violence to your 3-year-old
Well, they got whooped once in a while, too.
Okay.
After they shot a marble through the window into the pool.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Slingshot?
They were playing hockey with a marble. Yeah.
Missed the net on that one.
No, the net was right in front of the window, them idiots. It was right in front of the window.
Through the net, through the window?
Yeah.
We got a super chat. It must be a big one.
Go. Let's just super chat it up on.
Look at that. I Love Misty 1985 Luds with a Wyatt Johnston and a Craig Ludwig.
That dumba.
That's a big one. Wyatt Johnston is the man. Can't imagine where we'd be without him. Certainly not in C2, which is second in the Central, with the way we're playing otherwise. However, does he have a shot at making Team Canada's roster with the way younger guys like Celebrini and Bedard playing? I read that weird. So,
well, here's what I'll say.
There's a whole bunch of parts there.
But as far as Hockey Canada goes and that Olympic thing, every day or every other day that Doug Armstrong and the guy that sits upstairs
Jim Nill.
here, yeah, and you see Wyatt Johnston's name on the scoring sheet, usually in the first column, not the second column.
Yep.
I'm thinking that if he's not even in your mind, he's got to be on the bubble. Now he's starting to burst that bubble. I don't know who they'd take out. I don't think that would matter, but he is making his case night after night here.
There's somebody in the chat, your boy FB911, that's short for something. And if you're curious right there, we've said it before. That one there.
Are we?
You want me to say it?
Yeah.
Finger Blaster 911.
Oh.
Yeah, see, yeah, you set me up on that one. Said Wyatt should go before Harley. That's fine as far as the Wyatt's probably playing better right now than Harley is at his respective position, but it's not a like for like because, obviously you'd have to remove a forward that might be slotted in there. Now the question is, Luds, is Harley playing well enough to make?
See, that I was going to follow that up, and I would say right now, not that Thomas has fallen out of the picture, but he may be dropping a notch or two.
Yeah.
With I don't know how much they pay attention and if they're just looking at numbers and things like that. But if you're paying attention, maybe he's a bubble guy.
I would think that if you're running a Olympic team roster, you can't just look at stats, especially today where every game is available at just about any device if you have the right streaming packages.
Well, when you look at their staff, they've got plenty of people.
Yeah.
I mean, they got a posse.
They've got a brain trust.
Yeah.
Well, Before we get into the breakdown, tonight's 2-1 Stars win over the Seattle Kraken. Let's remind everybody that the Face-Off Collection t-shirts are available, and they are plentiful. So get at it because you should. It's a great-looking shirt. Both of them. I said a shirt, but it's 2 shirts. So there's 2 different ones, as you can see. So check those out at alldls.com. Luds, I know that we are going to talk more about Wyatt Johnston, but I have to sing the praises of Casey DeSmith to start this one, because Casey came in. We showed the graphic. Ryan, do you have that pregame graphic, the goalie comparison?
Look at this.
Is there?
He did it to you this time,
if
not
there's
me.
no chance for you to find that, don't worry about it. Okay. Well,
It's
Casey
right
DeSmith,
below the moose button.
Yeah, find the moose first, then we'll find the Casey DeSmith. He came into the night with 4
There's the moose.
career games. See, he found the moose. That was easy. Casey was 2 starts with the Stars, 2 starts with the Penguins in his career against Seattle. Remember, Seattle hasn't been around all that long. Well, he is 3-1, 1.01 goals against average, .966 save percentage, and a shutout. He's been
Never mind, you don't need it now.
very good. There it is. Matt Murray, great career numbers against Dallas in 6 appearances. Boy, those save percentages
there was
are
a
great.
Matt Murray that had won a couple Stanley Cups.
That's that Matt Murray.
All right.
Yeah. He's now 31 and is on his 4th team, believe it or not. Anyway, Luds, before tonight, he had stopped 115 of 119 shots. Well, he went, Casey DeSmith, 30 of 31 tonight. So he's now up to 145 saves on 150 shots in his career against the Kraken. And that moved it up, because he's been so good, 1,000th of a point. So he went from a .966 save percentage to a .967. Man, is he good. 4-1.
Who do you think the first guy that he would thank for this, besides himself?
Jeff Reese?
That's what I would think.
They were talking about it, Sevy and Josh were
By
on
the way,
broadcast.
Jeff Reese is the goalie coach
Yep.
for the Stars. I just, and they're kind of the sounding board for goaltenders. They're so important. You listen to these guys and they rave about them. They're goalie coaches. But I would think that Jeff has a big part to play in what Casey does, when he plays, how he plays, everything, the work that goes into it. Because, it's just, I'm not going to use the word flawless, but every night. And there's some nights where you're like, this is going to be the one. I think he had one this year, didn't he? Maybe it was his first game.
First game of the year.
That was it.
That he
didn't play for a couple of weeks after the preseason.
Was that against Vancouver?
I don't know, but it wasn't. It wasn't. Yeah, but then he just buttons it up, but he's been great. So I just think the preparation.
And you had said, Luds, that you thought that maybe that was chalked up to Casey not playing in the first week and a half.
Yeah,
weeks.
it
was against Vancouver. He gave up 5 on 26 shots in that loss.
Yeah,
that was on October the 16th. The Stars opener was October 9th, and he didn't play back a little while before in preseason. So it had been probably 14 days since he had seen the ice.
Yeah, and again, it was all all the talking about the guys in front of him and getting used to a new system and things like that, which they're still not there yet. But they're always echoing. But ever since then, he's been great.
So let's go through it real quick. October 26th, bounce back game. The team. I didn't think the team was very good in Nashville. That first trip to Nashville. He stopped 23 of 25, 2 goals against, got the win. Then he plays again on November 1st in Florida. He's a big reason why they get to overtime. They lose in overtime, but he stopped 25 of 28. That's his only blemish since the Vancouver game. Then he stops 23 of 26 and beats the Edmonton Oilers in a shootout. I think he went 2 for 3 in the shootout. Stars had 2, I think. And then he wins tonight. So he is 3-0-1 in his 4 starts since.
Did somebody score for Edmonton?
I think so.
Was it Draisaitl?
I think so. Yeah. Didn't he do like a Forsberg move?
He did. That's what it was.
That was a pretty nice one.
Yep.
But think about this. He beat the Preds on the road. He got the Panthers to overtime. He beat the Oilers. And then he beats the Kraken tonight. And
they're not the best of starts. You know what I mean? No. It's like when the schedule's a little tough back to back.
This is the second time I think he's done the second game of a back-to-back with some sort of travel involved. In this case, it was pretty even because both teams had to travel to Dallas from either Nashville or St. Louis, so that was pretty fair, although the Stars did play a little earlier. I didn't really notice that from the Kraken tonight, Luds. If anything, it looked like the Stars got a little bit wary sitting in the lead a bit as the game went along.
They did. Seattle looked good. I thought Dallas was good right in the beginning of the
Right,
game.
yeah, very good.
They were good there, but then the second period, I think they were outshot almost 2-1 or
It
maybe
was
2-1.
not close. Yeah.
And so again, that's where Casey shines. And again, he understands the role, and he lived up to it again.
I'd like to go back here and add up what shot the Jaden Schwartz goal was in the game. I'll have to look because I'm curious how many saves he made after that goal. Because second period, he went 15 for 15. Third period, he went 9 for 9. That's 24 saves over the final 2 periods. I would venture to guess that because the Schwartz goal was pretty early, I would think he got pretty close to most of his saves after that one goal. But look, we're praising him. A little teaser ahead when we do our player of the game. He's probably going to be prominently featured.
We could probably run that right by him.
We could just
if you wanted to get it out of the way right now. But
we'll wait. But
okay.
Yeah, you see where this is going.
Ryan's going, no, not now. I gotta find that button then now too.
He's actually ready for us for that one, of course. So that's a big deal though, because we know Jake Ottinger's the number one, right? This isn't going to change.
But that I think it keeps Jake on his toes too.
I do too, because I don't think he's been as sharp.
No, right, you're right.
Now, the Stars got a win yesterday. He still made some important plays, but we've seen a couple of times in the last couple of games where there's been goals for Jake that we've said,
really shouldn't go in.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, good on Casey for doing what he has to do to not only get the result, but push the starter. Isn't that exactly what the backup's supposed to be?
Well, and I think there could come a time, if that should ever happen, it probably won't, that if Jake isn't playing well, Casey may get a start, and may get another start, and if those go well, then, he might get another one. I mean, I don't foresee that happening 3 in a row, because
if they did
Jake
that would be a
bounces
story
back
in this part of the woods.
Well, but I mean, Jake usually bounces back pretty well too. So, but I mean, I'm sure that it's in a lead goaltender and on every team that it's in their mind, knowing that, especially when you got one that usually does his job fairly well under some difficult situations. And hey, I could come out. I mean, it's been done before in the playoffs, so we're a long way from there. And
let's look ahead real quick before we do our full breakdown of this one. Let's just look, since we're talking goalies. Stars play Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday against Ottawa and Montreal on the road, and then back home next Saturday against the young but somewhat dangerous Philadelphia Flyers. Then they have 2 days off, which will be the end of another 7 games in 12 days set. But then they'll actually have 3 games and then another 2 days off and then a back-to-back. They have to go out west. Islanders at home. I'm very much looking forward to seeing Schaefer. Really think that'll be fun. And then they go out west to Vancouver, Calgary, and then the back-to-back after 2 days rest. This is one of the better Pacific Northwest Canadian Western road trips that I've seen as far as spacing them out. But then they've got a Edmonton, Seattle back-to-back. Clearly,
well,
Jake and Casey are going to
get in Seattle.
I mean, you'd be a foolish not to.
Yeah.
Shouldn't you put Jake in Edmonton? Although, right? Yeah. Talk to Pete DeBoer about that. But so because of this, you could theoretically play a lot of Jake Ottinger over the next couple of weeks because of the schedule.
When you say a lot, you mean like two of the 3?
I mean, you could play him all 3 because it's every other day, then 2 days off. Like, you could do that without running him into the ground. I'm not suggesting you should.
Yeah.
How would you do it with, these
I think what's
2
coming
weeks
up,
where you have 6 games?
I think that what you would do on this, just the next 3 games, maybe Casey gets the second one, Montreal game.
Yep.
And then Jake comes back here for Philly. And then
could you see a scenario where Jake plays Ottawa, plays well, they give him the net in Montreal, and then Casey's the one that plays the quote-unquote trap game of coming back home?
But those aren't big back-to-back, and it's not like a long road trip.
I know.
It's 2 games. I don't think that's really – I think the trap thing
if
is
you're
when
Jake,
you're on the
doesn't
road
he want
4
to play
games.
in Montreal, though? Wouldn't you be clamoring and say, hey,
well,
Canadians on a Thursday night, I want that game?
Well, if you're asking Jake, he wants to play every game.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think it's hard to – we can project it, but it's how does the game go? How does the first game on the road Ottawa go?
That's what I'm saying.
What happens if he faces 45 shots?
Then maybe –
Or what happens if he only faces 17 or 18? Then maybe he does go in the next game. Well, a lot of that comes into play.
The whole point of it is it's a good problem to have, and they have to be careful because early, I remember Jake started 9 of the first 11 games of the season. They have to be careful. Casey's been good. They should play him more because with days off, with game, you don't have a back-to-back after tonight for 2 weeks, you could lean on your starter a lot. And you should make sure that at least 2 or 3, right? You should have one of those 3 be Casey each of those 2 weeks, at least.
Yeah.
So, all right. Up next, we'll talk to Sam at the AAC. We'll do our breakdown. We've got the Superchats. Lots of fun here on the DLS Stars Victory postgame show. No, it's not, Luds. In fact, both of these are me. So kick your feet up unless you want to chime in and relax because I got this one for you. Let's talk about Prize Picks, which is, of course, this post-game show is brought to you by Prize Picks. And we make decisions every day. But with Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. And you can catch all the excitement of this NFL season. Big games today. Patriots are 8-2. How about that? Sorry. I know. Ryan's rolling his eyes over there. Hey, Luds, did you know that his Cleveland Browns lost to the New York Jets today? Ooh, that's tough. I'm sorry. I wouldn't have brought it up, but you reacted. So, but anyway, one of the great things about Prize Picks is if all you have to do is pick more or less at least 2 player stats. If you get them right, you can cash in. And Prize Picks is the only app that offers stacks, which means you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the lineup. You want to pick more on, I was going to say Josh Allen's passing yards, but the Buffalo Bills stumbled today, and that made Ryan a little happier. Either way, what you need to do is download the Prize Picks app. Use the code DLLS, get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code DLLS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Now we talk about PNC Bank. It was great to see all the Stars fans who showed up to PNC's Main Street branch this past weekend at PNC Plaza. Loved seeing how Dallas committed to long-term growth in all its luscious hockey hair glory. For those who missed it, our Main Street branch pop-up event was the ultimate celebration of PNC's reliable, responsible approach to long-term financial planning, told through the lens of another amazing long-term investment, Epic Hockey Hair. At the Main Street branch, fans had a chance to pick up their own Dallas Stars hockey hair hat, a limited edition Stars hat with a gorgeous mane of hockey hair coming out the back. It was a reminder that the best things, whether it's a legendary flow or a strong financial plan, come to those who are patient and committed to the long run. PNC Bank, an official partner of the Dallas Stars. All right, Luds, we were told that Sam will be ready after the first ad break, but he's not ready yet. So
That is my bad.
Okay, so Ryan's going to claim that one. I was ready to blame Sam. I think we're comfortable with that.
Just an automatic.
So let's start breaking down this game, and then if Sam pops on, we can always pause and say hi to him and then go on from there. The Seattle Kraken actually struck first in this game, and it was fairly early on in the hockey game. As I pull up the 3:15 mark of the opening period, it wasn't their first shot on goal, but it may have been the second or third as Jaden Schwartz on a faceoff play picks up his 5th of the year from Adam Larson and Vince Dunn. 1-0 Seattle. First and foremost, I know you're going to do a full breakdown. This is not on Casey DeSmith at all.
No, and actually, and how many things start in the faceoff? Dallas was good in the faceoff circle.
Really good tonight.
Actually, I even thought that Wyatt actually won this faceoff, but it actually went between his legs. I think it hit the linesman. But what happens here, I just want to show this to get started. What happens on this initial shot, and keep an eye on the stick for Miro Heiskanen. He has his stick over the top of Jaden Schwartz's stick, and that allows that blade to get on this puck. If he comes up underneath and he lifts that stick up in the air, he doesn't get this on there. He doesn't get this tip. But it really starts off a faceoff. Right here, Miro's next to Schwartz, but then he had a little juice in him and took one step. And then if you watch Casey, because the shot that's coming in from the point is going to Casey's right. Because the defenseman's, shooting for the tip, it's coming. Mm-hmm. Casey kind of moves a little bit to his right because he's going to track the puck a little bit. And because Heiskanen's stick doesn't lift up Schwartz's stick, he gets it on there and then redirects it right from where Casey was coming back. And again, just a lesson for all those young defensemen. As much as you can, get that stick up off the ice instead of over the top, because you're putting it down there and it's down on the ice. It's always available.
easier to tip it if the stick's on the ice than if it's. I mean, like Joe Pavelski, ding, shows or Wyatt lately proves that how good they can be at having it hover in midair, and it's almost like they're catching pucks instead of trying to wave at them. They're so good at seeing that and hand-eye coordination, but you'd still rather them have their sticks pushed up than
well, even
down.
like even what Pav does is when he's got his stick out in front of him. We showed Wyatt last week. I think he had one just the same way Joe does. Even there, your stick as a defender, you have it underneath it, and you're kind of going off of the shot. You don't have to try to get tied up with them before someone shoots the puck, because now then they're able to adjust. You just kind of wait. You let the puck be almost in flight, and then you come up underneath and just move their stick on them a little bit.
Well, it was 1-0, but one of the things we talked about in our pregame show, Stars power play, one of the best in the league right now. Seattle penalty kill, not very good. Could be a big weapon. Well, it turned out to be very quickly because Capo Caco picked up a hooking minor 17 seconds after the goal. Now, of course, after the puck was dropped, not after literally the celebration. Stars go on the power play, and it took less than a minute for Wyatt Johnston to score again, his 10th of the year, which puts him 2 back of Nathan McKinnon, who has the NHL league. He's tied for the league lead. And he's up to 99 career NHL goals. One more, and he's at 100 leads.
Wouldn't you, if you're coming into this building or playing this team, wouldn't his name be circled like 2 or 3 times?
I don't know how it can't.
You're not going to leave this guy alone anywhere, especially with any time and space. But on the power play, obviously there's going to be space there. And it all starts with Robo. Robo's got, but I will say their defenseman, look at where the stick is. The stick is in the lane to the left, okay, to the right of where Robo's passing the puck. But Wyatt's a righty, so Wyatt's stick is available. You have to know where the hottest guy on the planet is. You should have your stick in that passing lane. He doesn't. And then you keep an eye on where the defenseman, I believe that's Lindgren over there on the other side of the net. When Wyatt gets this puck, because Lindgren, you look at how far he is, he's playing off of the far post. It allows Wyatt to take this puck, and like the other night, we just saw him redirect it over to Rantanen. This one here, he probably knows how much room and time and space he has. So he collects the puck, he takes it, and he pulls it back to his forehand, and he just gets it past the pad and the glove of Murray. But then again, you see the defenseman that cannot get to that puck because he's playing off of that far post. And I'm guessing he's trying to take away Rantanen. Well, Rantanen is standing literally over by the faceoff dot. And there's another forward over there too. So that defenseman's got to be in there somewhere in here. But again, Wyatt's smart enough to see it, and the quick hands, he just pushes it underneath the glove and the pad.
Well, that makes Wyatt and the Stars on a 5-game power play goal streak. In that span, trusty notes, they have now scored 8 times over the last 5 games. I would say, and I circled that for a reason, Les, because after that first goal, we were lamenting early Stars power play this year, saying, well, Miro's not shooting the puck enough. It's not direct enough. Talking about maybe having Harley there. As we welcome Sam in, this is a perfect time for Sam to step in. Hi, Sam. Over at American Airlines Center, we welcome Sam Nessler. The Stars power play with Miro Heiskanen quarterbacking is humming along pretty nicely right now. What changed?
Mikko Rantanen's out there. Wyatt's hot. Imagine if Robo gets hot. I think they're the precision of passing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and again, who do you really take away on that? Because it's difficult. You got 4 or 5 of the best passers all together, on a team, and they can make it sting. And so right now, Miro though has put a few more pucks up than he has, but right now when you've got Rantanen over there, which I think that's where the majority of passes go, because I believe it actually starts with Mikko over there. And as well, you can't see it on that, but there's 2 guys standing there by him. So I think they're saying pick your poison, and we're not going to, we're going to let Rantanen be the guy on the outs there. We don't want him touching the puck. So, but yeah, they're moving it. And what I like about it is it's always generally tape to tape.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no errant passes.
And Tyler Seguin is a very good player. Having Rope Hintz back seems to really connect well. Sam, to you on this matter, are you ready to renounce your claim that Thomas Harley should be the number 1 quarterback right now with how well this power play unit under Miro Heiskanen is going?
No, because I think Thomas Harley can do what Miro Heiskanen is doing and then some. But I will say, I think Luds is right with the fact that it's basically those two players doing it. But I think it's even more important that Wyatt Johnston is slowly becoming one of the best net front guys in this league. And we shouldn't be super surprised because of not only was he already pretty good at that, but then he lived with Joe Pavelski, learned from the best to do it for 2 years. I just think watching him in front of the net, I heard you Luds talking about how he has his stick out in front of him. He's making himself available for tips whenever there's a chance for it. And then when he gets it in tight, he's either making that slick pass, a little touch pass that Luds loves. Would love it more if it was going to Steven Stamkos. I know that, Luds. But
Yeah.
I also love that he's able to make one or two quick little stick handles and get a shot off, and he gets it upstairs in a hurry. So I think I don't think that Heiskanen is doing anything special on the power play, but I think Rantanen and Wyatt are so dangerous that whenever they get the puck, they're making something happen.
So, Sam, we just finished breaking down the first 2 goals. We'll get to the rest of it after your hit. Let's talk about Casey DeSmith. And we spent most of the first segment talking about his dominance of the Seattle Kraken and the way he's played since that first start against Vancouver back in the middle of October, which felt like the outlier now when you look at that fact that he has not lost in regulation in his starts since that game.
Yeah, he's a luxury to have back there. And I think Mike Heika said there's something like 10-2-1 in their back-to-backs over the past, well, whatever that is, 13, 14 games. I think the Stars are just, you don't always have this, right? Not every team has a goalie that they can not only put in there once in a while to spell their starter, but that they fully trust to. He didn't steal the game tonight, but to make not only the saves he should make, but one or two that maybe he shouldn't, or that maybe are a golden scoring chance. The perfect example is Mason Marchment in the slot at the end of the game, which Casey got a nice smile about that when asked if that was extra special. And he said, he was out there chirping, running around, hitting guys. It's always extra special when you stop him because he would never shut up if he scored on you. So he just finds a way to make those saves, and you can tell when Casey's on his game by the way he reads the game, because unlike Jake, he can't make big size saves or positional saves as much. So if he gets scrambling, that's when he starts to get beat because he's a smaller guy. He gets out of position a little easier than maybe Jake would. When he's reading it well, and he's super honest about it, when you ask him, he'll tell you, I was reading it great tonight. And he's very open about when he feels good and when he doesn't feel good. That Vancouver game, he felt horrible. He hated that game, the way it was played, the way he was reading it. Tonight, he was on it, lateral movement. He gave Seattle a ton of credit, saying they did a great job trying to make it really difficult on him with some tips, lateral plays, taking his eyes away. But when he's on it, there are not a lot of goalies that are as quick as he is in tight with the little movements that he makes, and he's able to get across. He had a great game tonight. And like I said, he didn't have to steal it. He wasn't making glorious save after glorious save, but he was doing enough to get Casey chance coming down from the AAC crowd.
Yeah, he was pretty solid. Esa Lindell, 700th career NHL game. I don't know if that was dealt with the same pomp and circumstance, of course, as Tyler Seguin's 1,000th, but still pretty impressive milestone that we touched on quite a bit in the pregame show.
Yeah, we talked to Esa. Well, we sort of talked to Esa. If you know Esa, he doesn't like being part of the media scrum. He gave Mike Heika a bunch of crap saying, I didn't have a goal and I didn't have an assist. Why are you talking to me? Which is usually his response to being asked in the interview. But he was asked, how do you feel about getting 700? And he said, I'm honored to be in this league. So, but I think that's the perfect answer for Esa Lindell because he plays the game the same way every single shift. He plays so simple. He makes the right play more often than not. He blocks shots. He kills penalties. Goes out there for 5.5 minutes when he needs to finish off the game. So it's actually surprising to me he doesn't have more at this point because he's a pretty healthy guy. He plays a lot of the season, but big congratulations to him. Well deserved.
Not often you get 7 whole words out of him in one sentence, though, right?
Yeah, well, that was a lot. That was a big one. You got a quote out of him.
Yep.
Sam, schedule his team will have the day off tomorrow. They do, of course, have to travel tomorrow, right? No.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's not really a day off. It's just a non-practice day because they do have to fly to Ottawa. Do you have any updates post-game about where the injured guys are? And of course, we know Nils Lundqvist isn't close, but as far as Jamie Benn and Matt Duchene.
Yeah, so Matt Duchene will not travel. He stays day to day, same situation. Jamie Benn will be on the trip to Ottawa tomorrow. Now, he will not play. We have to make that very clear. He's not playing in these games. He's cleared to fly, which we know is a huge part of his recovery with the collapsed lung. So cleared to fly is a great thing. And the fact that they're bringing him with him, not only to practice and to get the morning skates in and be able to skate with the group, but we know, guys, this team has missed him in the room. And to have him on this trip, should be a tough couple games against some strong Eastern Conference teams. It's going to be great to have Jamie Benn there, and as Glenn Goldson said, he said it's just time to keep him skating. Right? Let's keep this momentum going, keep him skating. We don't know the next step other than maybe getting some contact and things like that, but it's a great sign to have Jamie Benn there, and I'm really curious. I think you were the one saying Jamie Benn might be the one first. Well, we don't know, but so far it's a lot closer race than I think a lot of people thought between him and Matt Duchene.
Yeah, which is obviously a huge disappointment because you'd like to see Duchene back in the lineup as with Jamie, but I'm not. I know there was a conversation on what was it, Friday before they flew to Nashville. They had practice, Sam, where they were talking about maybe Duchene a little closer than Jamie as far as coming back, but who can say right now?
Yeah, we don't even know what the injury is for Duchene. That's what makes it so hard, right? They said if we knew, okay, he's got a sprained wrist, we're waiting for it to get a little stronger so he can take faceoffs. So there's something that was a little bit more easy to read, but we know it's something upper body. We know it happened on a big hit. He comes back, plays the game, and then is out again. We didn't see him practice forever. All of a sudden he's practicing.
Yep.
So it's been one of those that we really just don't know the answer, and it's just going to be a waiting game at this point. I do know though, no, it shouldn't be a surprise, but they are taking their time. They're not rushing any of these guys back early in the season, then they shouldn't.
Well, Sam, we appreciate your time as always. We are at an ad break, so we will let you bow out, but we will see you for our Tuesday because we have the day off tomorrow. We will see you for
full
Tuesday.
Day off.
That's right. No practice reporting on a day off for Sam. A full day off. And yeah, look at that. He did the hokey pokey and turned
Hey, be
himself
careful.
around.
Don't do too much. Don't pull anything.
Yeah, sorry. Got a little dizzy
Don't
there.
twist an ankle up there.
Well, we'll see you for our pregame show on Tuesday night before the Ottawa Senators game on Tuesday.
All right, boys. Have a great day off.
All right, there goes Sam. We will have our breakdown continue next. We'll talk about the other goal in the first period. And then Casey DeSmith, a whole lot more. Here on the Stars postgame show.
Fall's here. Crisp air. As a matter of fact, I believe there's a frost warning out there.
So
football, maybe a bonfire or two. Hot tub. I don't know. But if you're like most guys, you're still putting in the hard work. And yeah, that means sweat. You know the feeling. It's game day and you've been working all week. Let's be honest. Regular deodorant just doesn't cut it after a long day. Mando deodorant plus sweat control is not just another cover-up. Mando is one stick, two jobs. Powerful odor and sweat control. It actually stops odor before it even starts. One swipe and you're good to go. It controls both sweat and odor for 72 hours. It doesn't just mask the odor, it prevents it. 100% of study participants experienced all-day odor protection. Premium ingredients, double protection. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube easy for me to say, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products for your choice, and free shipping. As a special offer for listeners, new customers get 20% off with our exclusive code. Use code DLLS at shopmando.com for 20% off. SHOPMAN
cracks and grundles.
.com. Now play it. Now do the butt crack.
Butt cracks and grundles.
You got a little excited there.
Everybody's all fired up to do the butt crack and grundle
It is,
blurb.
and it's great. All right, let's talk about Game Time. Simply put, it is a phenomenal platform for you to use to get tickets to your favorite sporting events and other live entertainment, theater, concerts, comedy shows. It's a piece of cake. I've used it now on multiple occasions on venues that I've never been at before, or at least haven't been in a while. And it was super easy. Plus, because they have virtual seat views, you know exactly where you're sitting. You honestly, the best thing is, well, there's a lot of great features, but they have these super deals that as soon as you open up that particular game, concert, whatever, it'll pop up and it shows, hey, this is like in the 1 percentile of great deals. And you look and go, oh, wow, that's exactly what I was looking for. Boom, buy it, done. Well, it gets even easier if you want to catch your favorite NHL team. take the guesswork out of buying NHL tickets with Game Time, because you download the app, you create an account, use the code DLLS, and you'll get $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem the code DLLS for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download the Game Time app today. Okay, let's
Swipe, tap. That kind of sounds like Mando. Swipe, tap, move on.
I'm waiting for
Your
Ryan
balls,
to play.
butt
There it
crack,
is.
and
Oh, and that faded.
Oh.
He did the quick one. So, Luds, after the Stars scored the power play goal from Wyatt Johnston, I thought they had a couple of great chances, and then the Kraken did, and neither of them scored. Rope Hintz made a great play, catch a pass, drove to the net on the backhand, and got absolutely freight trained after Matt Murray's save by Mason Marchment.
Did he ever?
And then Colin Blackwell and this guy. I
Welcome
was
back.
so busy watching that hit and Hintz just looking up like, who, what, how? I didn't even see until I went back and rewound it. Colin Blackwell pounced on a rebound in the slot right above the crease and just shanked it wide to the right. He's got a grade A chance and missed, because before this happened, Marchment took a run at Robo, and then Robo got him back on the same shift and belted him, which is great on two fronts. One, friends and ex-teammates going after each other, because you don't want to beat anybody more than you want to beat your friends. And two, I love when Robertson shows some physicality.
Yeah. Well, and
because he's got it in his game. He just doesn't use it all that often.
and probably because if he's hitting his buddy Mush, he knows that's the end of it, right?
He's
there.
probably not going to come back and try to punch me in the face a few
Exactly.
times. Right.
Yeah, exactly.
But he also, it's sort of like, hey, he hit me, I owe him one.
And I think the fans enjoy that. Having
yeah.
a teammate come back and go, hey, there's no friends out here.
Well, and then he absolutely destroyed Hintz. He had a couple later on in the game, too. I mean, Marchment was fired up.
He was
in this
noticeable.
game. Yeah.
Right, yeah, for sure. And like I said in the pregame show, the coaches talk about he's finding his game, he's getting closer, which means they're not exactly where he wants to be.
Yep.
These are the kind of games that maybe, he's got a lot of enthusiasm. He wants to do his best to help beat this team tonight. And that kind of jumpstart him for what they're
He
looking.
looks like he's trying
Yeah.
real hard, which is both good and also saying, we know when chemistry's there,
Yeah.
Seguin and Duchesne, how well that flows. It doesn't really feel like it sort of felt like he was kind of doing his thing and these guys are doing their thing, and they haven't quite. You can see why Lane Lambert would have said that.
See, I think when Marchment was here, not just the chemistry, the way that he played. Remember how many pucks he took to the net?
Mm-hmm.
And he opened up that space at the front of the net for Duchesne and Tyler to kind of do their thing and tic-tac-toe, and for Matt. And he just opened up some lanes for him when he would do that. And, and I thought they got a little Harlem Globetrotter-ish,
At times,
the
yep.
little spinoramas behind the back. But at the time, they were all connecting, or at least a lot
they
of
were
them were.
brimming with
Yeah.
confidence, especially early last season before Marchment took that shot to the face,
Yeah.
and that sort of stalled everything. Well, then Jordan Eberle had a backhander in the low slot. He gets open. Casey makes a great save. Eberle gets another chance on the right side of the net, and Casey's sprawling, keeps it out. And then at the end of the period, after it really felt like the Stars had the better of the game, right? There were a couple of chances for the Kraken, but Dallas outshot them. I thought they were in control. Then Tyler Seguin just has a moment. And I know you're going to break this down. The way this goes in is almost unfortunate for Matt Murray, because he had it covered until he didn't. And that one little
Until he
window,
didn't. He had it covered until he didn't.
all Tyler needed from a terrible angle. So let's break it down for us.
Well, what starts out, it was important of the timing of the goal too, and I put this on here because again, you're heading out at the end of a period. Anytime you can grab some momentum, I mean, 30 seconds to go in the period, and you go into the locker room like that, and more importantly, the other team goes in there going. So, but let me tell you, there was a bunch of bounces going on with this one. It started with Hintz when he tries to sail the pass from here. It actually hits Schwartz's stick. It bounces up in the air, and then it bobbles, and here it is flying through the air. Lindgren takes a swipe at it. It hits Seguin. Now Seguin gets it, and he kind of taps it as it's bouncing around between the legs of Lindgren. Then he gets it again, and then here's what happened. Matt Murray goes down, and he's got toes down. And when you have toes down for a goaltender, it's going to be a little tiny crack. Them pads will not be flat on the ice. I don't think Tyler actually saw that, But that's what happens, and it just slides underneath his
See, his
pad,
feet
and then you can
lifted
see
ever so slightly.
well, and then his left leg is the one that comes up off the ice, but the front foot, it actually is on the ice.
Do you
the toe
think
is.
that was just a weird little, because his feet kind of like lifted right? It almost
Yeah, but
like,
you can see right now if you pause right there. See how their pads spin sideways?
yes.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
So do you think that he moved intentionally thinking Tyler might try to elevate, or do you think that was some sort of little like flinch that just, it was weird to see?
I would
'Cause
say
he had it covered. He had the area. It didn't look like there's any room. And then right as Tyler shot it,
He's
the
got-
feet just kind of lit up.
he's got 2 Stanley Cups on his bookshelf
Yeah.
at home. So
Yeah.
I'm sure he knows what he's trying to do there. I just think it was one of those kind of, again, it was bouncing around all the way from neutral zone, and it was fluttering around, and then he's get a little closer to the net. I think that when Tyler got that through the legs and it was still bouncing, and Tyler was almost out of room. I mean, he was right down close to the goal line. So I think it's one of those, that's what happens when you played your 1,000th game and, you've played 18 years in the league. You get those bounces.
Get some bounces.
You earn 'em.
It was a nice play, and the Stars had a 2-1 lead because of it. Then, by the way, quick note, Miro Heiskanen had assists on both goals. So, at the end of the first period, he had 8 assists, right? This was a wild
Yeah,
stat.
8
So-
assists at the end of the first
No.
period?
No. Let me
Oh, wow.
rephrase.
I didn't know
Yeah,
they had
that
it.
is a lot. No, he had 2 assists at the end of the first period, but I had
Goalkeeper missed that.
something I sent out at the end of the first period because per NHL stats, this is a wild one. Over Miro Heiskanen's last 3 games, including tonight, he has 8 assists, which is the second time since the team moved to Dallas that a Stars defenseman has had 8 points over a 3-game span. Joining, not Craig Ludwig, Sergei Zubov, who did it. He had a goal and 7 assists from December 10th to December 15th of 2007. The only time a Dallas Stars defenseman has scored 8 points over a 3-game regular season span.
Zuby said to me on Saturday morning when we were doing that thing out in Allen, he goes, I want to come back. When's the alumni event? I want to come back.
So does he want to play?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah. Well, he's living in New York, and he's still coaching. He's coaching over in Russia, and so I believe that because our thing this year, I think, is in April. So I said, "What about playoffs, Zuby?" He's like,
I haven't seen him skate in a very long time.
It
You think
doesn't
he
look
still
like,
has it?
Doesn't look like it either.
Really?
Oh, he'll still have it.
He'll still
No
be able to,
question.
he'll be able to dust it off and
Yeah.
move it around.
Yeah.
That would be
He'll
really
fine.
fun. If you're a Sergei Zubov fan, and why wouldn't you be?
Yeah.
That would be well worth the price of admission.
Now it's up to Bob Basson to get him into town.
There you go, Bob.
Kind of-
I mean, the gauntlet.
And Grant Marshall, by
has
the way,
been
is
thrown.
begging to come back.
Well, let's go, guys.
Yep.
So let's second period. Yeesh.
Yeesh is right.
I mean, it was chance after chance after chance. Now, the Stars did get a couple of grade A's in this, but it was save Casey, glove save Casey, save Casey. I mean, over and over and over again. What happened in your mind? Why did the Kraken take over this hockey game?
There were-
all but score.
Well, there were cracks in Dallas's structure in their own zone,
Mhm.
and it almost looked like and I don't want, you can't say tired because the other team had the same circumstances. Everybody did the same kind of travel and all that other kind of stuff. So, but there was a lot of standing around. I just felt there was standing around and the communication and things didn't seem to be right. And so, but you know what? Like you're leaning on, I know minutes probably dispersed pretty well
Yep.
throughout the team. It sure seems like we're seeing a lot of Rantanen and Wyatt, Heiskanen, and sometimes those are the guys that are a little bit slow, so they got to be wore down. And Miro wasn't the top guy tonight. Essa was the top guy, but Essa
Appropriately.
yeah, well, he manages.
He also
minutes so
played
well.
4:23
Yeah,
on the
just
penalty
PK,
kill.
well, that's all he does.
Although, to be fair, he got a minute 12 on the power play, whereas Miro got 3:37 power play, 2:22 penalty kill. But yeah, I'm just looking at the minutes. The Foxa, Blackwell, and Ernie line were all under 10 minutes.
Yeah.
That was the only one but that Gully said this early this year. A proper fourth line on his team's probably not going to play the same as the top.
Yeah,
three
it's
lines.
not the way it was with DeBoer. Where
No,
when
very
you come
different.
out of there. Yeah,
Yep.
so he's got roles for everybody.
But when you have a guy like Rantanen that is comfortable playing 20 minutes plus, if you have
Well, it's funny. You know where he gets majority of minutes after these? Well, he gets them on 5 too, but
Mhm.
but he's out there. He can be out there for the whole 2 minutes.
he could, and
He doesn't move a lot. He's got his
like
spot.
Essa, but on the power play.
Exactly right. He has his spot, and he's so dangerous. he doesn't have to move because what he's doing is he's drawing the attention of at least one.
He's
maybe
occupying
two.
somebody.
Somebody's focused on
Yep.
that. So when he wants to move, he can move obviously, but he doesn't come back into the zone when pucks go down. He just comes outside the blue line and then he gets the puck when he goes in and everything kind of goes through him. So it's the perfect scenario for him because you want him on the ice, you want him having the puck on the stick.
Go to the third period now, Luds. Grade A, Tolvanen, Beniers, Rantanen drove the net on the back end. That was a good save by Matt Murray. By the way, Matt Murray, very sharp tonight. I mean,
yeah,
this is Casey DeSmith's night, but Murray was not the reason why the Kraken lost this hockey game. He was sharp. He made some big time saves. He stopped Wyatt twice. Robo in the slot. I mean, and then here Riker Evans had a great chance against Casey. Mason Marchment had 2 grade A's in the final 2 periods. I mean, Casey DeSmith, man, he was fantastic.
Yeah, they came back with a package, and this is one thing I noticed with Casey. Pucks seemed to come out of his catching.
Yeah,
they lay around.
Seems like
but
Jake's
he's able
better
to
at
recover.
holding rebounds than Casey is.
Yeah, and it's always the glove hand. It
Yep.
seems like that they're popping out of it. I think they came back and showed a few of those because I was going to ask Ryan, and I knew that would be a bad thing to do. So I stayed away from it. But yeah, that's the only thing I can see is I don't know what that is. And there was a couple of them where when he's making the save, because they're showing him slow-mo, he doesn't close his glove. Like it's open, and no wonder it pops out. I'm thinking, well, if you close that thing, squeeze your hand together.
Yeah.
But I don't think I need to tell Casey Smith anything about.
Yeah, well, he seemed to do okay tonight. Stars get the win 2-1. They are the 8th team in the NHL to hit the 20-point mark. They're up to 21 points. And the amazing thing is, and maybe we should carry this over, I'm just sitting here going, I don't think they've played anywhere near their best hockey.
No, they haven't.
And they're in the top 8 in points.
Well, they wake up tomorrow morning in second place. I mean, it's a great way to wake up. And you look less than a week ago, they were just barely out, right?
Yeah.
Or barely in, I should say.
Hanging in there.
Yeah. So there you go. They've consistently picked up points, and that was part of Gully's whole thing and staying calm and cool when they weren't winning in shootouts and overtimes and things like that. Collect the point, throw in 2 points, collect the point. So.
All right, it's time for Luds to do another wonderful ad read, and then we will get your super chats here on the DLS Stars postgame show.
Well, I'm sure you haven't heard about the Dallas, the DLS collection, right?
No. Yeah,
I mean, we haven't talked about that enough. So here's our face-off collection. It's the same green one and the black one. We haven't thrown any else in there, so you can pick either one of these two. And should you buy one of these shirts, the crew up here maybe, I doubt it, but we may get a free shirt. And if you
Help
wear
us
that,
out.
and if you wear this shirt into the Hooters on December 7th, got the date
It's
right
a
now.
Sunday.
It is?
It is.
Ooh.
You'll be flying
Big
back from a hockey tournament
Oh, that's Colorado shirt. Yeah.
the day before or the day of. Who knows? Who
Yeah.
can say?
So anyway, if you happen to wander into that Hooters place at that particular time that we were there, right behind us, there may be some free beer for y'all.
I mean, who doesn't like that?
But you got to have the shirt.
So go to alldls.com, check out the full merchandise collection, sign up for shirts, and
What else we got?
sign up to be a diehard. Scan the QR code. It'll be down to the right of Luds. This is the one that throws him off because it's
Like actually to my right?
it's his right.
Right there.
Our left as we stare at the screen.
I got
but
it
it's
right.
over there. You're
I got it.
sharp on that.
Come on.
If you scan that, it'll take you to our website, alldls.com, and you can sign up to be a diehard. Why would you? There's so many reasons. Well, one of them is you get a free t-shirt for signing up, like the face-off collection we just showed you, or any of the other DLS shirts that, pique your fancy that you would like to have. Plus, you get discounts on all other merchandise, discount on events like our DLS Stars Takeover. I hear there's another trip to Cosm in the works.
Huh?
I don't know if it's guaranteed win, but they're thinking about another Cosm night.
Is that right?
See how many more traffic cones you can run away with. And of course, I believe, Luds, because our takeover was sold so well, they're going to do another one in the second half of the season. So
Is there a Cosm in Vegas? That would be a
I know
yes.
there's one in Los Angeles. I don't know if
Isn't there one in Vegas?
Yet. Sure, yeah.
I don't think so.
But I'll tell you what,
Fear.
sign up today to be a diehard. You'll get those discounts on events
Somebody
in the
will
future.
Twitter it in.
And also check out our free newsletter. You don't have to be a diehard. It's free. alldls.com/newsletter. Sign up today. Piece of cake. You'll get our DLS emails every morning. Good, free, but beneficial deal. Okay.
Now what?
Now we do super chat.
Do we have one or two?
Oh, yeah.
That's not correct.
Oh, no, you're right. It isn't correct.
What happened?
Right, point for Ryan. It's time for our PNC Bank player of the game before we
I
get
think
into
they already know by now, right?
I mean, this is not one. Remember the other night, which was literally yesterday, we had a debate because 5 different Dallas Stars scored goals in Nashville, and we weren't really sure who we were going to go with. And we ended up going, I believe, with Maverick Bourque with a goal and an assist.
Yep.
And that was, I think, a fair, you and Sam both had that. I said, okay, you got me convinced. You don't need to convince me about Casey DeSmith today. He was by far the first star of this hockey game.
When he needed to be.
Yep.
He was really good. Yeah. Why don't we, in the middle of the
PNC Bank.
PNC Bank, why don't we have their picture up?
It's down in the corner.
Is it?
Right there. See, player of the game. Right
no,
where
I'm talking about the player of the game.
you're asking Ryan for.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't do anything else up there for 2.5 hours.
Wow, that's hurtful.
Come in early.
Hey, be nice
there,
to
look at
our
what he popped
producer.
up.
We don't want
Now
to
here's
run
the deal. I wanted to do stats for player of the game, but he said let's discuss it during the segment.
instead of picking ahead of time. I like that if we haven't decided. This one's
No,
an
I'm
obvious
just saying,
one.
like on the PNC logo in the center there, you could actually put somebody's face in there, or just below it, you can drop a.
You gotta talk to Caitlin for
It
that.
can't be that hard.
Well,
hard.
Casey DeSmith is tonight's PNC Bank player of the game. It's one thing to support long-term growth. It's another to go out and celebrate it. And again,
You should have that hat on, right? Player of the game with the cowboy hat on.
we do have that photo, but that's from the Stars, not
and PNC right across the front of the hat.
Well, I can't wait for you to learn how to do Photoshop.
Right on Main
but I would like
Street.
to say to PNC Bank, and thank you to all the Dallas Stars
Just
fans
do
who
AI.
embraced long-term
Ask the
growth.
AI guy.
In all its feathered glory, our Main Street pop-up branch event was the ultimate celebration of PNC's reliable, responsible approach to long-term financial planning, told through the lens of another amazing long-term investment, Epic Hockey Hair. At the Main Street branch, fans had a chance to pick up their own Dallas Stars hockey hair hat, a limited edition Stars hat with Epic Hockey Hair coming out of the back. It was a reminder that the best things, whether it's legendary flow or a strong financial plan, come to those who are patient and committed to the long run. That's PNC Bank, an official partner of the Dallas Stars. And even though this is a video, Luds, I will show you. This is not something I can immediately turn and put it on our camera, but the Stars do have a victory hat, and Casey got the hat. So there he is with Oscar Beck posing for their social picture. So
That's good. Why
There's
can't
the
we
hat.
put that on there?
well, because we didn't get it, and so it's a little late now.
Oh.
We can.
So many questions.
So many questions.
Well, I'm trying to make the show better.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
How about the PNC weather update? It's 46 degrees outside.
is that chilly for you? I mean, you're from Wisconsin.
No, I'm just reporting.
You're probably t-shirt weather for you.
I'm just hoping my car starts.
Okay. Let's get to, and I hope so too, because it'll be tough to tow it home on my scooter. Let
We're
me tell
back.
you.
We're back. It's fixed.
Let's get to our super chats tonight. If you haven't already
Bing
submitted
bang.
them, send them in. We'll get them. We have a few more minutes, so let's get to it. Our first one belongs to the first. Well, of course, we did the one with I Love Misty already, the big one earlier. Lud's one of your two favorites, Finger Blaster 911, with a Lundqvist and a. I don't think anybody has ever worn 69 for the Stars, have they?
I think he's just trying to get you to say that.
Yeah, it's okay. Well, so far,
He's got a
Gulletson.
theme going on.
So far, Gulletson appears to be structurally the Lindy Ruff starter kit. Me no like.
You mean, are we talking defensively, Lindy Ruff structure kit? Well, it's still not quite in order yet. I didn't know Lindy actually had one. I thought it was just
No, it was
go.
run and gun.
Go.
Fun. My favorite hockey, but it doesn't always pay off that way.
And Lindy's like in the top 2 of coaches all time.
He's up
Top
there.
3, I would say.
Yeah,
maybe
I
not.
don't think he's second.
In wins, I'm talking about.
Isn't Quenneville second behind Scotty Bowman?
Oh,
I could probably look it up and tell you, but let's go to T.O. A Haskin in 99. None shall pass. Casey DeStopper. Man of the match. That Wyatt Johnston, not too bad either. Johnny on the spot. He's a dangerous man on the power play. What is he? 7 power play goals now already?
I don't know, but man, he is on fire.
Well, it is very nice to see him do that, especially with missing a couple of big-time forwards to injuries, whether it was Hintz a little while ago. Now, of course, Duchesne and Ben, they need that, and they're getting it from him. And nice to see Robo keep getting assists, although it would be even nicer to see him pot a goal or two, because I have a feeling now it's starting to add up a little bit. Almost 10 games for Robertson without a goal. 9, I believe, after tonight.
He didn't have his normal 8 or 9 shots tonight either.
No, he had a couple, but not quite the same number.
Bing bong.
Right. Harry with a Lundqvist and year after the cup. Can we please stop with the steal on the top line? We know what he can/can't do. Maybe move Ritzy up. He scored pretty well in the A last year. I don't know if they're going to replace Sam Steele with Justin Briscovian, although
I'm just going to say right now, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And you know what I mean? They're collecting points, and he adds that little bit of spark up there. And
maybe Jamie Benn goes on that spot when he gets healthy.
Oh, I don't know if Jamie's going to be able to keep up with Wyatt.
With Rantanen?
Steele can skate.
I know.
You know, Sam can skate.
Yeah, well, Sam gets to the places.
Yeah.
It's just the finishing.
Yeah, the finish isn't there.
Yeah.
So,
but on the other side,
but he brings other things to whatever line.
On the other side, just a quick thought on Ritskovian and Bort. They have some connection. There's some chemistry they're brewing. I don't know what's going to shake down when Duchesne comes back and obviously Jamie, because you move Wyatt off that line because you've got Hintz and Duchesne, and now there's some questions there. But
I'd be careful.
Yeah,
I think when something's going well, you just kind of leave it. And Matt's been around long enough, knowing that he could play some. He may have to play in a different.
Yeah,
spot.
but you're going to put him with Seguin, right? There's no doubt about that.
I would think so.
I would think so. All right, let's go to the next one, which was Christopher with a Darian Hatcher and 99 Cup year. Just wanted to move your cursor. You're blocking the thing. There we go. Contribute. Go Stars. Thank you, Christopher. We appreciate your contribution. Now we'll go to Justin, who has a Bishel and a Johnston. 2 things, if that's okay. Of course it's okay. You paid for it. Is there a world Johnston wins a Selke? ? And Tyler looks amazing this year. Maybe he's finally 100% healthy. Ironically, Leds, I actually think Tyler looks a step slower than he's looked before.
He does, doesn't he?
I don't feel like he look, I'm happy he scored his 5th, and he's a smart player, and he made a great play. And how did he not die crashing headfirst into the boards yesterday?
Yeah.
But I'm not. He does look healthy, but I don't think he looked quite
the jump
nimble.
isn't.
Yeah. What do you think about Wyatt and a possible Selke? I mean,
not for me, not yet.
Not yet?
Not yet. There's too many other ones out there. At some point. I mean,
who was really good in the face-off circle again tonight was Rope. I think he won 9 of 10. Noticeable him back in the lineup after missing some time.
Well, weren't they like 67% tonight?
Yeah, very. It was the ultimate.
I think they own the Kraken.
31-15. Stars won face-off battle, which is, as Lud said, 67%.
Yeah.
So very nice there. All right, Ardell with a Cogliano and a Lindell. He specified. The sky was never falling.
The sky is falling.
Good PK showing tonight, but it's been their biggest weakness this season. Why is that? What needs to happen for the PK to become a team strength? Ardell, we talked about this at fairly decent length yesterday in our post-game show after the Nashville game. But Luds, guess what?
What?
They went 3 for 3 today, which has been in the minority of games this year. 16 games, and they have given up a power play goal in 10 of them, but not today. Against, granted, a team that up until recently has been a horrible power play team this year. What do you have on PK?
Well, I was writing some things down about the PK, and killing penalties, details become it. The details of killing should be in the forefront when you're, and I think what they do is they don't get into the right. They're so quick to react. Like when you look at their 2 forwards, they just go. And to me, there should be a little bit more read at times, because what they do is they open up lanes when they just go. Mm-hmm. And I'm all for forcing when pucks are loose pucks, bouncing pucks around the wall, but they lose a face off or that's deep in around the net and it gets out to the point. They just go flying out there. And Blackwell does it and Steele does it. And one pass catches them. And now all of a sudden, instead of a 5-on-3 or 5-on-4, now you've got a 5-on-3 because you catch someone that just races out of position at times. And you can kind of just, you pick your spots for that. And I think what happens then is it opens up passing lanes. And it's a good thing that the Rantanens and Wyatts and Robos aren't playing against that because, you get somebody out of position, they can make 2 or 3 quick passes, and you get your goaltender, east to west. So I guess I want him to play more in control and read the situation.
I thought Bichel and Petrovic were better tonight, both of them. I particularly thought Petro looked really good.
I just, and again, I'm got nothing against Miro. Miro's been playing great.
Yeah.
I just think you can find S is not coming off the ice, right? I think you can find someone else. And Labushkin was out there tonight too.
Yep.
But I think you could take a couple of those minutes off of Miro's plate. And maybe it's not about right now, but maybe in game 50 and game 60 and game 70 down the line. And the other thing is, Miro doesn't really seal people out in front. He's not hard on guys. He doesn't make somebody pay the price for being in there. That's just not his style. And on the other side of things, well, he doesn't really get. There was one I watch him go out in shot lanes, and it's kind of like I'm supposed to go out in a shot lane, but I'm not really interested in getting hit. I wouldn't want him to get hit either. I mean, I don't want him to get hit.
It's too more valuable to get.
Yeah, the old school was guys like we all killed because they could care less if we broke something. Because there's other guys out there. So I just think you could find a couple extra minutes for him to rest a little bit, and he's going to eat his minutes up in the power play. And then when you get down to the end of the game, he's fresh.
We have to wrap it up, but I also noticed that Ludz's mic is pointing over his left shoulder, so I wonder if this whole show he's been loud enough. But I'm sure the message came across.
I can't help the mics around here.
I know they wobble, they move, but anyway.
I don't know what the basketball and Cowboy guys do to these things.
I was just checking real quick, and we've got to go. But the team the Stars will play Ottawa. They're on the outside of a wild card spot, but close. Then they go to Montreal, first place in the Atlantic.
Watch out for Montreal.
Don't
go to. There's one you don't want to go overtime.
And then you got Philly afterwards. We will be back on Tuesday for the pregame show. It's a 6:00 game, I believe, which means a 5:30 pregame show right here as we get you ready for Stars Senators at Canadian Tire Center at 6 Central Time. Huge thank you to Ryan Vaughters, our producer. For Luds, for Sam, I'm Owen. Have a great rest of your Sunday night. We'll see you from Tuesday, Stars and Sens, here on DLLS. Like and subscribe and get out of here.
Your balls, butt cracks, and grundles.
One more time.
We all silly like the mayor.